What's up, boxing fans? Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and we are back with another featherweight preview fight, and also some news on the featherweight set, the upcoming featherweight set for Glory Days Boxing. The set final testing and rating was completed today, and it has been sent for its final proofing, at which point it will go to the printer. So it should be going to the printers probably no later than Wednesday, and at that point, just a matter of about a week or so before it will be ready for release. So that is our latest news on the featherweight setup coming again for Glory Days Boxing. So to celebrate that, we will have the third fight in a trilogy between Salvador Sanchez, one of the all-time great feathers, and Danny Little Red Lopez, one of my personal featherweight, or actually lower division fighters, period, from back in the late 70s, early 80s. And this will be, in real life, they fought, of course, twice. The first time was an absolute beatdown. Lopez was a defending featherweight champion, and Sanchez basically, on one judge's card, pitched a shutout. Another judge had it 119 to 111 at the time of the stoppage. And a third judge generously, and it was that bad of a fight, gave Lopez a couple of rounds. They had a rematch about a year or so later, and in that one, Lopez did fare better, but his style was straight up and down, straight in and out, pressing the action, and it was really just tailor-made for Salvador Sanchez, who was had much more skill in terms of pure boxing ability, and he really ate Lopez up in both fights. Amazingly, despite the fact that Sanchez was a very good puncher and Lopez an exceptional power puncher, neither of their two fights had knockdowns. The first fight, Lopez was stopped on cuts, and in the second fight, Mills Lane stepped in to stop it after Lopez took some hellacious shots, staggered but did not go down. So it was stopped with Lopez still on his feet. And what's up? Joining us at ringside, my good buddy Kent from SDG Replays. Check out that great channel. Of course, Matt, Steeler Fan 1933. Both very good ambassadors, if you will, for Glory Days Boxing. So this, again, I'm kind of expecting more of the same. Lopez has a puncher's chance in this fight, obviously. He has a power rating of 6 and a killer instinct of 9. But Lopez just does not have the boxing ability that Sanchez does. You see Sanchez is a 10-star fighter. He's got that 3 stars on number 2. And I expect him to defeat Lopez again. This will be a 10-rounder. We will see if it goes the distance or if there's any knockdowns, which, again, did not occur in either of their 2 real-life fights, despite the fact that both men pack a very good punch. So this will be a 10-rounder, and Sanchez has the chin check trait, meaning his opponent must have 3 or more power to knock him down. Lopez is a 6. He's fine there. Lopez has the Hail Mary trait, +2 to power if he's behind in the last 2 rounds of a fight. And that kind of captures his propensity to start slow, which he was a notoriously slow starter, and come back late in the fight. Big Polly's World of Sports. Good evening, sir. So first round of the Schedule 10, we are underway. Salvador Sanchez and Danny Little Red Lopez, fight number 3. Bell rings. Here we go. And both fighters are going to get no stars. It's going to be toe-to-toe. Sanchez is going to lead it off from the inside, and he's going to follow a 1-2 with an uppercut. And Little Red Lopez fires back, a 0-2, lets the hands go. Devastating combination score for Lopez. And in there, despite the fact that he was generally outboxed when they fought twice in real life, he did have his moments getting in some shots, but Lopez was unable to get Sanchez off his feet. And Sanchez, there's that 3-star trait at the number 2 role. So Sanchez in control from the inside. And 89, that's the way the dice fell. That's going to be a clinch, so missed opportunity there for Salvador. Lopez looking to change history, of course, in this fight. And 3 stars again for Sanchez. And again, he is going to miss from the inside. Lopez looking to counter, can't do it. And again, Lopez, a very notoriously slow starter. So the fact that he's got 5 punches landed already is good for him. Sanchez rolling at 2 again. And this time, his punches are true. 3 big shots land, and it is going to be a defensive check for Lopez. Lopez is not a good defensive fighter. He's only going to add punches there. Salvador Sanchez, he is a very good defensive fighter, was very adept at slipping punches in close. Here we go. 2 stars from the outside for Sanchez. He remains in control. 35, and again, 1-2 and an uppercut. 3 punches land, and again, a 1 for Lopez. He's going to add a punch yet again. So much as he did in real life, his defense non-existent here in the early going, and only complimenting Sanchez's punches landed. Finally, we're going to have a toe-to-toe from the outside. Sanchez goes first, 93. That's going to be a clinch, though. So very smart by Salvador, not wanting to engage the rugged Lopez in a firefight, at least not yet. And it's going to be no stars. And again, toe-to-toe. Again, it's going to be from the inside. Sanchez goes first, 72. He's going to miss Lopez. He's going to have a possible knockdown if he can connect. And the dice are falling cockeyed for me here. 63, he misses as well. So 40 seconds to go in the opening stanza. Salvador Sanchez comes in again. Lopez finally gets control from the outside. 33, lets the hands go. A combo behind a jab. 3 punches land for Lopez. And no defense or knockdown checks as we move into the final 20 seconds of the opening round. And once again, Sanchez is going to give up control. It's going to be a toe-to-toe from the inside. Little Red Lopez goes first. 31, and again, 3 more big punches land for Danny. Salvatore resets, lets his hands go in response, and he's going to miss as the bell sounds. So a very good first round, 11-11. So this could go either way. Will it go to Sanchez, who carried the middle of the round, or Lopez, who started strong and finished strong? We will see, as we'll roll for all 3 judges at once. All right, so again, both fighters landing 11 punches. Stamina-wise, Lopez started this with 70 and Sanchez 75. So at some point, as much leather as these 2 throw, stamina will come into play as we get ready for round number 2. Boxers are up off the stool, and bell rings. Here we go. And charging out from his corner, Salvador Sanchez looks to get inside, but Lopez keeps him at space and lets the hands go. That's going to be a miss. Missing on the counter is Salvador Sanchez. Sanchez having difficulty getting space. He's rolled that 5, and he rolls it again. So once again, Lopez in control from the inside. 83, that's going to be a clinch. So Lopez looking to pick his shots, and 2 stars from the outside. It's going to be toe-to-toe. Lopez goes first, and 83, another clinch. So the crowd expecting a little bit more fireworks from these 2 as Sanchez works inside. He's going to have 2 stars there. Another toe-to-toe exchange from the inside. Lopez goes first, and 3 punches land for Little Red. Sanchez, he'll have a possible knockdown, and actually Lopez does too. So Sanchez fires back, and he misses. We're going to have a chin check for Salvador Sanchez, and 13 takes the first significant punches of the fight, shakes him off. Lopez looks to reset. Lopez with momentum, and he takes control from the inside. And 94 from the inside, that's going to be another clinch. So Lopez exercising caution here in the second round. And once again, it's going to be Lopez in control from the outside. 62, he's going to miss. And firing back is Salvador Sanchez. 2 punches land as a hook and a cross get through on the countering opportunity. 1 minute to go in the round, and a very slow-paced second round. And again, Sanchez rolling out 5, no stars. Lopez is going to be toe-to-toe from the inside. Sanchez goes first as he had momentum last. 0-3, he unleashes a furious onslaught. 5 big punches get through. And that's going to be a potential knockdown. Firing back is Little Red Lopez from the inside. Combo lands behind a jab. 3 punches. Chin check for Danny Little Red Lopez. And again, 7 or less, he's hurt. And 16, he takes punches from Salvador. So he finally tastes the power of Sanchez as we move into the final 40 seconds of the round. 2 stars from the inside for Salvador Sanchez. He's in control, pressing the action, 94. That's going to be a clinch, however. Referee Mills Lane steps in to separate them. Lane, of course, refereed their second fight in real life. 1 star from the outside for both fighters. It's going to be another toe-to-toe exchange, and Sanchez goes first. Sanchez misses, and Lopez fires back. 47 and 47. That's going to be 2 punches land as the bell rings. So a very disappointing round after the first round started so exciting in terms of action. 8 to 7 punches landed for Little Red Lopez. And we will see how the judges score that. Again, a 1-punch differential. Okay, so far the story of this fight, Lopez is fighting this a lot more cautiously than he did in real life as we get ready for round number 3. The judges have their scores tabulated. Here we go. Bell rings, round number 3. Salvador Sanchez leaves his corner, looking to work inside. 3 stars. He's got control on the inside. Crisp, jab, cross, connects, and that is going to be no defensive adjustment for Lopez. So Sanchez looking to start a little bit quicker here in this round. 2 stars from the inside. It's going to be toe-to-toe from the inside. Sanchez goes first. Sanchez missing in close. Lopez fires back, and he's going to pull Sanchez into a clinch. So Little Red Lopez is very wary of Salvador's boxing ability, and 2 stars for Sanchez from the outside, and it's going to be another toe-to-toe exchange from the outside. Sanchez goes first. 1-2 and an uppercut get through. 3 punches land for Salvador Sanchez. Lopez fires back. He'll have a possible knockdown if he connects and lets the hands go. Devastating combination score. 5 punches land. Chin check for Salvador Sanchez, and 1. Sanchez is down. Danny Little Red Lopez has dropped Salvador Sanchez here in the 3rd round. 2 or less, this is over, and he makes it to his feet, but he's going to be hurt. So Danny Little Red Lopez now in unopposed action, and he does in Glory Days boxing what he could not do in real life, dropping Salvador Sanchez. He moves in for the kill. It's going to be from the inside. 51, that's going to be 2 punches land. Not enough to trigger a TKO check as Sanchez looks to regain his senses, but it's going to be another power check. So chin check for Salvador Sanchez. 18, he shakes that off. Minute 40 to go. This will be a big round for Danny Little Red Lopez. Definitely a 10-8 round, as this is the first time in a total of 30 rounds fought between these two that one of them has finally hit the canvas. It's going to be 2 stars or 3 stars from the inside for Salvador Sanchez. He snatches back control, lets the hands go. 1-2 gets through to Lopez, and Danny Little Red Lopez does not defend. Yeah, Lopez, and Sanchez took some shots when they fought in real life. Lopez just could not corner him and put more together, but he definitely had a wallop. As it's going to be 2 stars from the outside for Salvador, and Salvador Sanchez takes control. 96 from the outside. It's going to be a punch landed and a possible foul. 16 is above his foul rating. So no damage there as the referee lets them fight on. Mills Lane again, the official today. It's going to be 1 star from the outside. Sanchez with control. And 33 from the outside lets the hands go. 1-2 and an uppercut land, and it's going to be another possible knockdown, and 5, and now Little Red Lopez is hurt. So both fighters landing heavy leather here in the 3rd, and Sanchez is going to look to capitalize on that as he moves in. Unopposed action. It's going to take place from the inside. Lets the hands go. 17. Heavy rights and lefts get through. 4 punches land, and we are going to have a will check for Danny Little Red Lopez. 5 or less, this fight's over. Mills Lane looks, and he's going to let them go on. So both fighters rocked here in round number 3. As Kent rolled a 10-rounder between Jack Johnson and Foreman. It wasn't even close as Johnson totally outclassed Foreman. Unanimous decision. And it's kind of like in Johnson in this game sometimes has dominating performances. He had kind of a tendency, not that it's an exact parallel, but the tendency to do that in real life too. He would toy with fighters and be very interesting matchup. Foreman's power against his boxing ability for sure. As Sanchez looks to maintain control from the inside, 3 stars, he's going to do it. Lets the hands go, and Danny Little Red Lopez eats 4 big punches, heavy lefts and rights, and a 5th added on the defense check. So Salvador Sanchez pouring it on now after hitting the canvas here in the 3rd round. And it's going to be 2 stars from the outside, 1 star for Lopez. Sanchez in control. It's going to be a potential cut. 0-2, furious onslaught. 5 big punches land. That's going to get him up to 25, and Mills Lane is going to jump in and stop it. This fight is over. Salvador Sanchez gets off the deck in the 3rd round to pummel Danny Little Red Lopez into submission. The end coming right at the end of the round. We'll get the official time here, and a amazing turn of events as it's going to come at the 2:42 mark of round number 3. Salvador Sanchez, as he did twice in real life, TKO victory over Danny Little Red Lopez, but Little Red made him work in this one as he had him on the deck in this round. Sanchez shook that knockdown off and just poured it on at the end. Mills Lane, no choice but to step in and stop it. So there you have it. Fight number 3, 3rd time is not a charm for Danny Little Red Lopez, as he is stopped 2 minutes and 42 seconds into the 3rd round. Your winner by TKO, Salvador Sanchez. Brian Chung, welcome. What's up, my friend? You came in right at the right time. Looked like Lopez might pull off the upset. He dropped Sanchez early in this round, but Sanchez was able to survive the ensuing attack and then completely turn the tables on Lopez. So there you have it, another exciting fight between these two, and not quite as one-sided as their 2 fights were in real life, as punches landed coming into the 3rd round was 19-18 Lopez. If you want to add the 3rd round, of course, to that total, it gets a little bit more decisive in Sanchez's favor. So a total for the fight in just under 3 full rounds, 43 punches landed for Salvador Sanchez and 26 for Danny Little Red Lopez. So there you have it, our final featherweight preview fight. And again, if you missed it, the featherweight set is undergoing its final proofing and quality check, and will then be off to the printer. So the sets will be available at the latest next week, and the PDF set will be available for purchase at sidelinestrategy.com this weekend. So thanks to everybody who stops by. Arnold Hunter, welcome, my friend. So while we've got a few players here in the chat, so I want to pose this. The original plan after getting the featherweight set done was to do the flyweight set. And there's been some feedback in the interim. And, one thing for sure, the lower weights definitely are not as popular as some of the other weights. So some of the feedback that I've received through the forums and on the group Facebook page is several people want some of the junior divisions rated, and I definitely am not going to do full junior divisions. My original plan was to rate some of the better junior division fighters in the original 8 weight classes. But based on feedback, one thought I have is doing a limited junior release. And again, it wouldn't be full divisions. It would be 20 fighters from, say, 4 junior divisions. And some of the more popular junior divisions, junior welterweight, because Aaron Pryor, and even though there's a free Aaron Pryor welterweight card out there, I'm still rating him as a pure junior, which is where he fought his career. Some other, another division, of course, junior lightweight. So what I was thinking was rating 20 fighters each from junior middleweight, junior welterweight, and junior lightweight, and then possibly rating 20 cruiserweights. And then with the remaining 20 fighters in the set, just kind of filling in fighters that are missing from the game, or some more current modern day fighters. Like examples there would be Hasim Rahman, who is the only lineal heavyweight champion not included in the game already. And I'm actually making a freebie card release for him, but in the interim, but I want to have an official card for him as well. Also, some current fighters that I would like to get in the game sooner rather than later, which would be included in this. Teofimo Lopez, Gervonta Tank Davis. Shakur Stevenson is already going to be in the upcoming featherweight set, which I'm excited about. Ryan Garcia, though, the current lightweight division, the fighters in the lightweight division currently, you've got, of course, Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko will still be around there. Gervonta Davis is going to fight lightweight now. Ryan Garcia, who scored a big win over Luke Campbell, is another power punching lightweight. Shakur Stevenson right now is fighting junior lightweight, but at his length, he's going to end up in lightweight before too much longer. So there's a lot of potentially very exciting fights in the lightweight division currently. So that's why I want to get those guys in the game. Add a couple of modern day heavyweights as well, like Dillian White's not in the game. I want to get him in as well. So that's kind of the plan. So just any feedback there in the chat. So it would be four junior divisions rated, 20 fighters each. And again, I'm looking at junior middle, junior welter, junior light, and then more than likely cruiser. Or we could do super middleweight too. That's the other option. It's either going to be cruiser or super middleweight. There's some good super middleweight fights on. Caleb Sweethands Plant had a very dominating title defense of his junior middleweight title over the weekend against Damon Truax. So, or Caleb Truax, sorry. So that's, another possibility there. There's some pretty good junior middles out there that, or super middles, I should say, that we could put in the game too. And then, of course, just filling in blanks with a couple of heavyweights and then some of the more exciting fighters who are active now in the original 8 divisions. So, Brian, I don't know where Rob might have the only existing copy. I made that card, pretty much as a joke, and granted, I tried to be realistic, because if I had fought professionally, I would have been a tomato can. But yeah, I think Rob might have the only. I looked for it the other day because someone wanted it and I couldn't find it. So I do not know where it is. I know that Rob ! Has a copy still, and that might be it. But I will look for it more. So Arnold, so you're all for that idea, putting in a limited junior release, and there are some good junior, a couple of people made good points, and my point is the junior divisions. There's right now 9 junior divisions in boxing. I really don't want to rate 900 fighters in junior divisions, especially like the mini weight and the straw weight. I honestly have no interest in those, and I don't know that many other people do either. So that's really not feasible, because, with print costs and whatnot, it'd have to do a big enough run to support, doing a full division. But this way, I think people will get the fighters that they like, that they really want in those junior divisions. And, it's your game. Again, you can, if you get, say, Aaron Pryor at junior welterweight, and you want to move him down to lightweight, or like they were talking about Ray Mancini fighting Aaron Pryor before Livingstone Bramble stopped him in their first fight. So you could still make matchups like that if you wanted to. And, I think that would be a good balance, getting some current fighters in the game. And each set has from 3 to 5 or even 6 currently active fighters, but there's some good young up-and-coming fighters out there that I want to get in the game as well, that are getting to the point. And what I like about this crop of young fighters now, you saw it with Teofimo Lopez, and granted, Lomachenko is really not a young fighter anymore, but, guys like Teofimo Lopez coming up normally would have waited to get Lomachenko when he was 3 or 4 years older. before they took their shot. And, you know, give him credit. He stepped in at 23 and he earned that decision. You've got Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis talking about fighting each other. Now, that would be a super fight at lightweight, and a very interesting fight. Gervonta Davis might be the current hardest pound-for-pound puncher in boxing. He's had one fight go the distance, and if you saw his fight against Leo Santa Cruz, that uppercut was picture perfect. And Leo Santa Cruz has a good chin, and Davis absolutely slept him. He was down for a couple of minutes. So he hits hard, and Ryan Garcia hits hard too, and Gervonta Davis can be hit. Santa Cruz had touched him up a little bit in their fight before he got caught. So it'll be interesting to see if Davis, when he gets hit by someone who can really punch, how he reacts to that. So yeah, and you know, I credit these young fighters for stepping in and saying, no, we want to test ourselves against the best and not play games where, you know, we're going to milk it for 3 or 4 years and negotiate and bicker over purse. They're ready to get in the ring and go, which again is, to me, a compliment to them. Okay, yeah, no, I again, Brian, I'll look for that again, but I do not think what I can do is I can ask Rob to dig it out too and give me the attributes, because I don't even remember how I rated myself, honestly. I tried to be fair, which was not too generous, but yeah, what I'm gonna do after I get I want to get the original 8 sets out in this supplement set, Brian, and then I'm going to start working on complementary pieces to the game. I'm going to add some, you know, and these will all be free. I'm going to add cornermen, and I want to add a career module that has out of the ring stuff, training events and whatnot. And then part of that too will also put together a tutorial, and then also have a helper, an Excel spreadsheet that you can use to rate your own boxers. And, you know, I've got all that now. It's just kind of convoluted. I know the process I go through. So it's kind of tying that all together and putting it down in a format that's going to be easy for the user to follow and rate their own fighters. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have that down the road, how to rate fighters, you know, and again, it's rating fighters in boxing is subjective. It takes a lot of research, knowledge of the sport, and, you know, comparing. There's never an equal comparison across eras or even, you know, with current fighters, because the skill level of their opponents can differ so much. But I'll give a pretty good groundwork, and then, you know, and of course, as you're rating your own fighters, ultimately you're going to have the final say. And if you want to stray from the framework a little bit, if you feel someone should be tweaked, more power or whatever the case may be, absolutely up to you. But it'll give you a good outline, I think, of the process I go through to rate fighters and how I get to the conclusions I do, which again, you know, I have discussions with people that disagree on things here and there. And, you know, they're always good discussions. And I'll explain, you know, if they have a question why, you know, as an example, Larry Holmes got this trade, or, you know, Joe Frazier has this much power, or this particular punch is landed range, whatever the case may be. You know, I will give a full explanation of how I arrived at those ratings. And, you know, again, using best judgment. And, you know, I've had some very good discussions with people on that. And I think that's one of the fun things about doing a game like this, because it is open to interpretation and two people can look at the same fighter completely different. So I think that's one of the things that makes it fun. That's why I like getting feedback from the community as well. So, that's cool. You know, and that's cool, Brian. Thank you for that. It's kind of what I was going for there. Hey, what's up, Bruce? Welcome, buddy. You missed an exciting fight. I'll recap it for you real quick. Lopez Sanchez 3. They came out 2 very even first rounds. In fact, the first round, 2 judges gave it to Sanchez, 1 to Lopez. And the second round, 2 judges gave it to Lopez and 1 gave it to Sanchez. And then the third round happened. Danny Little Red Lopez caught Salvador Sanchez and dropped him early in the round. Sanchez got up, dusted himself off, avoided the follow-up attack, and then completely poured it on and stopped Danny Little Red Lopez Mills Lane, stepping between them at the 2-minute and 42-second mark of the third round as Lopez was getting pummeled, helpless against the ropes. So, yeah, very good fight. Training Jai. Yeah, what I have there, Brian, is that's actually going to come into play with the cornermen, where when I introduce the cornermen, you'll do a roll. This is the vision I have. So you'll roll on the cornerman's card. It'll have different traits here, like, you know, as an example, 0 to 57 could be no effect. And then say Kevin Rooney. Kevin Rooney was a custom auto disciple. He taught Tyson that bob and weave style. So maybe there, Rooney defensive role, the fighter gets an additional 1 or 2 block punches added to his range, or whatever the case may be. Or fighter stress power, or say Angelo Dundee with technique, and that improves accuracy, so your punches landed range goes up for the next fight. So that's kind of what I'd be looking at with the cornermen, where their training would come into play and have a one fight effect based on a dice roll, or no effect at all, depending on how good they were. And Arnold PC Gaming, you know, I've got the design of the computer game. I'm not a programmer. I have a programmer that I'd started working with. I actually have a rough draft or a copy of the game on the PC. It's very rudimentary right now, but you can simulate fight results with it. But you know, obviously, ultimately, what I would like to do there is have this come up as maybe the backdrop or the back screen. You know, then the computer would track punches landed and keep time as you went, right? And then I would definitely have dice roll involved in the game, where the user could see the dice roll, and then the computer would basically fight the fight. Like Brian said, it would be a video game, a direct translation of this onto a video game, where you could either let the rounds go automatically or press buttons to advance the rounds. And then also the thought there was to incorporate some of the career type stuff I want to do down the road as supplement release to this game. And again, this will all be free, so that you can take a fighter and their stats will be adjusted when they start out. As an example, you know, as a beginning fighter, Salvador Sanchez might have a couple less ring stars. He might be developing his power, so it might be a little bit lower, et cetera, et cetera. And I wanted to have that so the computer game automatically advanced fighters as they progressed and trained and then got to their prime stage. So anyway, where we were at with that, the gentleman that I had programming, it had some, you know, more pressing life stuff come up that, you know, he just asked to step away, and then he did come back and we talked a little bit more about it. And at that point, he just didn't feel he could commit the time that he wanted to commit to, you know, put everything into the game he wanted to put in. And so, you know, we've kind of shelved that for now. And I haven't really looked for another programmer, because if and when he is ready in the future to resume the project, I enjoyed working with him a great deal, and I want to give him the first shot. So that's why I'm kind of holding off on that right now. So, yeah, it would be, you know, I think this game would translate pretty well that way. And if we could add a little bit of a career element where you progress fighters along. And the other cool thing is what we're working on the computer game is a tomato can generator, right? So you'd have your real life fighters that would be imported in the game. You could input your own, and then the game would generate tomato cans so that you could build up your real life fighters records, even if you created a fighter for yourself, so you could build up their records against, you know, basically stiffs and bums until you got up to the point where you're ready for a match like this, as an example. Yeah, I'm going to do, I already decided I'm going to do a freebie of Hasim Rahman, so that the lineal heavyweight champions are all included in the game. So that is going to be one of them. And then I'd asked feedback on the Facebook group what other fighters people would want to see. So really there are 2 other fighters that from the heavyweight division throughout history now, in the past, whenever, that you'd like to see released as a freebie. And if you have anyone in mind, Bruce, put it in the chat and I will add them. And that will be probably in the next week or so. I already started researching and doing some ratings on Rockman. So I'll have him ready by tomorrow, and then just getting another couple of heavyweights in there. And then I'll just, like I said, load that up on the Sideline Strategy website and also on the Facebook group page. Yeah, and right now, Brian, the video game, it's like I said, I have a rough skeleton, and I've got spreadsheets of ideas and plans, and it's just a matter of getting to the fact where we can get back to working either with the original programmer I was going to use, or if I have to down the road, find someone else. And actually, one of my sons is taking programming classes right now. So worst case scenario, we've already talked about it too. I'll use my kid, and that will be cheap for me too, because I'm not going to pay him. That's the parent tax for raising him all those years. I shouldn't say now, he's 37 now, but yeah. Yeah, no, like I said, I really would like to get this out. And I even had a distributing. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Wolverine Studios, Gary Gorski. It's draft day sports, pro basketball, college basketball, and he's got pro football, college football video games. He was actually going to carry the game for us on his website. So hopefully that relationship will still be there as well when that time comes. But, okay, so you put yours up there. Yeah, and you know what? There's only a few bare knucklers. John L. Sullivan, of course, Heenan. So yeah, I think it'd be cool to get some bare knucklers in the game. I actually have a London prize ring rules set up for this. If you're interested in those, I can post those in the Facebook group. Basically, it just involves doubling everyone's cut rating. And then I have stamina increments because, as you know, under London prize ring rules, a round was not timed. A round went on until someone was either knocked down or thrown to the ground. And then they had basically 30 seconds to get to scratch, and then the next round would start. So the way I have the prize ring rules working is power is increased, cuts are, like I said, doubled, cut ratings. And then every time a clinch occurs in the game, that would be considered a takedown, and that would be the end of the round too. So yeah, I'll put that together and throw that up after I get the featherweights all back from the printers and released, and get a little bit of downtime after that. And actually, I think I'll do a video on that in the coming days too. It was kind of fun. I've done a few of those offline and with John L. Sullivan, and did it with Jake Kilrain. I redid their bare knuckle fight. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. So I'll do a video on that so you can see. But well, all right, guys. So I will look for the fighters you requested, Bruce, and if nobody beats you, get one or both of them into the freebie release coming up. And hey, thanks to everyone for stopping by. My good buddy Kent, SDG Replays, he's got some Glory Days boxing, does some PC replay games as well. Check out his channel, give him a sub. Matt, Steeler Fan 1933, has a dynasty going on Operation Sports. My good buddy Big Paulie at Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims. Check his site out as well. Thank you for the conversation, Brian Chung, and of course, Arnold Hunter, and my good friend BR Wells. So appreciate the feedback, guys. And all right, outstanding, Matt. Thank you very much. So, hey, guys, thanks for stopping in and for watching the fight. And of course, I'd be remiss to not thank you all for your support of the channel and the game. I truly appreciate it, guys. It's a great community and a lot of fun. So hope you all have a great night. Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming. If you don't mind, on the way out of the arena, smash that like button for me, and we will be back. Next up on the channel, we'll do some more Fall Classic Baseball, our 1908 sprint to the pennant. And then I'll have more news in the forum and the website as the cards for the featherweights go off to the printers and we get an exact release date nailed down. So take care, everyone, and we'll see you later.